Okay. Hello, young lady. How are you doing? Smile. I don't ever say smile. I'm against smiling.
How many people do you think you photographed?
I think a very rough estimate would be maybe 50,000. And I've never taken an art course. I've never studied photography except, through books and pestering clerks in photo stores. I think I was largely shaped by Protestant Sunday school, by all those stories about how to be a good person, how to be a loving and compassionate person, and that we're all equal and of equal value in God's eyes. That moved me. It moved me to explore the possibility of being a minister, and it moved me to join the Peace Corps. It moved me, after I got back from the Peace Corps, to get a job working in a state school in Austin for people with developmental disabilities. I took my camera that I had bought in Hong Kong on the way home from the Peace Corps out to where I worked, and I photographed these kids, a couple rolls of film, and came back and developed the film for the first time. And when I saw the prints, I was immediately moved to know that this was what I was called to do, Yeah, right there. Perfect. That's perfect. Now rotate your head around this way a little bit more. I need to get just enough light on both eyes. Yeah. I needed to create a way to make enough money to support my family just by photographing. So I invented a project called the Fayetteville Townfolk Portfolio Project. And what I meant to do was to offer an alternative to the popular portraitism of that time. I wanted to offer something that was archival, that had a more natural feel to it, that was more honest, more direct. But my work basically breaks down into client work that I did to support myself, and project work, which I did mainly for love, and because I wanted to create photographic essays that would have some real comment to make about how we're getting along as a community. That ability to create something which is artistic, which is beautiful physically, but that also helps people, both the people in the pictures, but also the people who respond to the pictures, to feel a connection, to feel a common experience of life. And that just meant everything to me. That just the idea of making something which is physically beautiful and moving to look at, but that also tells a story about real people in a way that's unavoidable, that combination of those two things is what I love the most. Some people work at home and other people live at work. I'm more in the live at work category, in that 80% of this building is my studio and 20% of it is my kitchen and the little room where I watch TV, and that's about all the private space that I have here. But I love being at work. I plan my life as though I'm going to live to be 100, but I live my life as though I'm going to die this afternoon. And each one of these file drawers is just jam-packed full of negatives. And there are maybe 13 of them. And I think there's probably 1 million different pictures in there, many of which may be as good as anything I ever did and will never be seen because there's just too many of them to go through them all. The gospel says, love your neighbor as yourself. It doesn't say as much as yourself, it says as yourself. The idea being that you and your neighbor are the same person, are one. And that oneness is such an incredibly beautiful thing. I tell young people all the time, look, there are two things you need to know about human beings. One is we're all different, and the other is we're all the same. And when you can hold those two thoughts in your mind at the same time, that's the beginning of maturity.